Hey everyone, Joe here with the Idaho Prepper channel. It's good to be back with you guys here today. I know it's been a while since my last video. I know it's been at least 20 days or more, but I didn't want to go a whole month without getting a video out. So I thought I'd go ahead, make this video for you guys. Essentially what this is going to be is just kind of a recap on all of the different projects that I've had going on around my homestead and a lot of the new additions and some new supplies that I've added to my workshop. So what I think I'll do is just kind of show you around, show you some of the new things that I've done in here, some of the new supplies that I've gotten, and then we'll go outside and I'll show you some of the projects that I've been working on the homestead. So stay tuned. This should be a good one. All right, so I guess I'll just go ahead and start with the least interesting part of my workshop, and that's just this shelf up here. So I just put in this shelf right up here. It's right above the garage door coming in to the shop, and basically what's up there is just a bunch of holiday totes. So I don't think I'm going to go through and show you, and kind of name off every little thing. We'll kind of zoom around, and you can kind of see for yourself what's what, but not a whole lot I've changed in here in terms of, just building, just more shelves than anything. So I actually built that shelf right there about a month ago, and then that shelf up there about a month ago. So as you can see, it kind of looks almost a little staged, and that is because I do some videos out here, and I actually kind of built that just as like kind of a backdrop. I can put gear back there. It just looks nice when I'm doing videos. So that's pretty much what that area is. But let's see, over here we just got all my yard tools kind of hanging up. Got that all organized this year. Have all my fuel stocked up, ready to go. So all my fuel reserve. So I got lots of regular gas, premium, diesel, and even some mixed gas. And then right here, we just got all my chainsaws, all my chainsaw gear, got the gear oil and fuel in there. And then all this is just kind of automotive, got a bunch of fluid to work on both my truck and my wife's vehicles if I need to. And then up top here, got a bunch of gardening and landscaping supplies, which I just put away this week. And then over here, we just got some car wash stuff. And then that's just miscellaneous up there. Moving over here, so this shelf right here is just actually got camping stuff. So I actually built that shelf with the idea that if we wanted to go camping or if we had to get out in an emergency, I could just back my truck up in here, and the bed of my truck would basically go right underneath there, and I could just jump up in the bed of my truck and pull down the gear into my bed and then be gone. But in these totes is just camping gear. And then in those two big duffel bags there, we got that's my wood stove tent that's in that bag. And then that is an Alaskan Outfitter tent that's in that bag. So over here, we've got some extension cords. Let's see, right here, you can see I kind of have a table. So I actually, when I do videos, that's pretty much why that table's in here. Plus, I do a lot of office work when the kids are inside and they're homeschooling. So I'll come out here sometimes and just kind of get office work done. But over here, we got my ATV, which I just fixed up. And I did a video on this not too long ago, but I finally got new tires for this machine, and boy, did it make a difference. I was actually having issues with my shifting, and I adjusted the clutch. I did all this stuff, and I couldn't seem to solve it. And as soon as I put new tires on, it seemed to correct the problem. So not really sure what happened there. I think it was just because the front tires were so bald, the original ones, that it was kind of keeping the whole ATV just like cockeyed and just throwing off the way it shifted. I don't know. So for those of you mechanics out there, maybe you can explain that one, but it's pretty weird. And then here I got my ATV trailer. Been using that a lot around the property, just kind of doing projects. And then over here is just kind of another little workshop area. I just have all the lubricants for working on my cars. Right here is a toolbox. It's pretty much just sockets, wrenches for doing automotive work. And then this area is kind of, right now, is just basically functioning as a gunsmithing area. So right now I'm actually working on my AR. It's an old AR build that I did about 12 years ago. Haven't done much to it, so I'm going to be upgrading it here very shortly. I'm going to put an optic on there and like a proper light. So excited to get that all finished. And then back there, just kind of miscellaneous stuff. Have my drills, some Allen wrenches, screws, that kind of stuff. Uh, Love this vise. I got this vise out of an old house. That vise is probably 100 years old, but really good vise. It's going to stand the test of time. Made in America, pure steel. Over here, got a roll of paper towels. Got to have those. And then over here, just basic tools for doing projects. And then this is actually the rifle I've been hunting elk with. So I think today's actually the last day of elk season. I was never able to tag one. I just got way too busy. I was out for 4 days, never saw one, and then just finally gave up. But we still have some time with the deer season, so hopefully I can get a deer this year. But this is a Browning 300 Winchester short mag, for those of you who are wondering. And basically, I just brought it in because it was just dirty as hell from being out hunting for the last week. So I put like 2-3 coats of boiled linseed oil on it and got it all cleaned up. So ready to get dirty again. And then over here, I just have some bug out bags. So this is my main bug out bag. And I've added a lot of stuff to this. And I know I keep saying I'm going to do a video on it, but next week, I'll definitely be doing the video, getting the video out to you guys soon. I've just been super busy, and I didn't want to do just another video where I dump out everything that's in it and review it that way. I kind of wanted to take it out and show you all the new gear that's inside of it and then kind of put it all to the test. So planning on doing kind of like a review of the bug out bag and then an overnight with testing out all the gear. And then in this bag here, this has actually just been my hunting bag. So that's just full of the stuff that I take with me hunting, just some binoculars in there and ammo for my rifles, snacks, and a canteen. And then over here, this is the chest rig that actually accompanies my bug out bag, and that's just has navigation supplies in there primarily. And then here we got a big medic backpack, which I did a video on not too long ago, but love this bag. And then here is a Browning -20 sleeping bag. So I just got that out of storage. I'll probably be using it here shortly as the temperatures plummet. And then over here, got some Sea Crane radios, ammo, and this is actually a new Jace medical kit. So they just sent this out to me not too long ago, and they actually put in some ivermectin. So it's definitely looks like a lot more. I don't know if they added more antibiotics to their kits or what, but this is definitely much bigger than the last one I had. So excited to do a review on that. If you guys are interested in Jace Medical, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. And then back here we have a Mr. Heater, little buddy, my little propane heater, which I actually use out here sometimes to kind of keep me warm when it gets cold. And then over here, we got 2 Sagan water bricks. And then up top here, we got my wood stove for my wood stove tent, some lantern stove, and then right there is my ProPure gravity-fed water filter. So we haven't been using that so much because we have a full house water filtration system now. So I just kind of put that up in storage. But if for some reason the well ever goes out and we're relying on creek water or something to drink, God forbid, I probably just use that filter right there to filter the water because it can filter so much water so fast. So really good water filter. And then we got a little minnow crawdad trap that I haven't used. And let's see, that's just got zip ties, rags, more camping survival gear. There's my EcoFlow generator up there, right next to the EcoFlow AC unit. And then this is that Idaho water filtration device. This is just kind of stuff that I've been basically used in videos. It's just kind of up here stored away. And then I have my Little Chief little smoker. Love that thing. Let's see, moving down here. I think I've covered it. That is the generator that we use for our pop-up camper when we go camping. And then that's just a knack box that I painted. It was kind of my I did that video, the Minuteman toolbox. So that's the box from that video. It still has a bunch of like my plate carrier and things like that. And just more tools down there. And then this here is the generator for our house. So if our power goes out, that is the generator that we use to power everything. And then right here, I got two 55-gallon drums, which aren't full of water at the time. But if I think there's going to be an issue with like a water short, like the power's going to go out and we're going to be without water for a while, I might go ahead and fill these two 55-gallon drums. That way I just know I have at least 100 gallons of clean water on hand. And I think that is pretty much it. I did add that lift up there, basically like an electric winch. Got that from Harbor Freight, and then I just put that scale on there. So if I get a buck or an elk, I can hang it from, lift it up with this winch and just field dress it right in here, and then that scale actually gives me an exact weight of whatever it is. So and then we had this log splitter here. So I got that this year. That was from not really a garage sale as much as it was kind of a giveaway sale that was down the street. A lady was going through a breakup and she was just getting rid of everything that her husband had. It was part of the deal, I guess. So I got that. I actually didn't get that for free, but I did I exchanged a day of touch-up painting and got that wood splitter. So that was a really good find right there. And then I think I got some really nice fishing poles out of that deal too. So I got like two brand new Fluger rod and reel combos. So that's where I keep all my rod and reels up there. And then over here, got a compound bow. That's actually my wife's bow. And up there, nothing really, just a lot more camping stuff and miscellaneous stuff. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's go outside and I'll show you the different projects that I've been working on out here. So as you can see, we're in full-blown fall. We got these beautiful yellow colors on our trees. This is the outside of my shop here. This is my fishing boat, which has just been sitting like this for a while. Eventually I'll get around to painting it and getting it back in the water. You boat owners know how it goes. Your boats always spend more time out of the water than in the water, but eventually I'll get it back in. And over there is big apple tree. And then the garden is behind that. And this pole barn right here is it's actually a living unit. Half of it is like a living unit, and I have family that lives in there half of the year. And then over here, we got my paint trailer, and there is our John Deere tractor. So that is the 120R. That's been a great little tractor. And behind it is the flagpole I made. So it's still holding strong. If you guys never saw that video where I made that flagpole, it's a good video. And it definitely is that flagpole is standing the test of time. It's just made out of a tree that I found in the yard, carved it, stained it, and put it in the ground. So been functioning really well. So let's see, there is our main house right there. I'll go ahead and go this way. So right here we got two little herb gardens. So our herb gardens always do really well. The regular gardens, never really do very well here. We don't get a lot of sun in this area, but because we're kind of in a valley, so it just is what it is. And then here is our creek coming down this way. So the creek's actually doing really well. We've got a lot of rain this year. We've been getting a lot of rain this fall so far. So the creek never got too dry this year. So believe it or not, that tiny little creek actually does have trout in it. Not huge trout, but there are trout in there. And then here is our apple tree. And this is kind of a strange year for these apples. So some of these apples were just really small this year. Here, I'll show you. I don't know what happened, but as you can see, that's what a lot of the apples look like. but it was just on this side. So as you kind of come around to the back side, they actually became a lot bigger. So we have bigger apples on this side. So not really sure what happened. I think maybe I pruned it too late in the season or something. Maybe it stunted the growth of the apples. But over here is our garden, and I actually made this garden with the help of my dad about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So just basically put in this fence to keep the deer and moose out. Come in here. So we just got everything in raised beds. And things did okay this year. The peppers did okay. Tomatoes did great as usual. Zucchini did so-so. And the strawberries did pretty good. Actually, we still got some in there. That's surprising. So I don't know what it is. I was actually talking to a guy at the garden place yesterday, and he was saying that a lot of the pollinators, like the bees, are coming later in the season. And I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, just usually we don't have a lot of bees during the summer months. They kind of come at the tail end of summer. So if you don't have, obviously if things aren't getting pollinated, especially the zucchini, it's just not going to produce very much fruit. So, but they eventually did come, and we did have a pretty decent yield as far as our garden goes. All right, so moving on down here. Yeah, I had a lot of projects this summer. We put in drainage all the way around this building. So we got that all trenched out, and then we insulated around the whole building there just to keep the foundation from freezing. And basically the French drains just daylight out towards the creek over here. So that is pretty much it for over here. So we'll go ahead and I'll take you to the back of the house there. Okay, so before I head up to the back side of the house, I'll just show you the inside of our garage here. So this is the garage of our main house. And in these totes right here is where I keep all of the products for my Etsy store. And this wall here is where we have our bug out bags. So if there's an emergency, we just come through this door here, and our car is usually in here, and then we can load up our bug out bags and our emergency supplies from right here. So my bug out bag is usually hanging right there. That's my wife's, and then that is our oldest child's bag right there. So we'll go in through this door here, and this is the prepper pantry. So I've done at least 3-4 videos on this pantry. If you haven't seen it, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. But this wall here is just kind of like my admin area. I got some medical supplies in there. Up top is just kind of food processing equipment like food canners, dehydrators, and vacuum sealers. This is a box freezer, some water, toilet paper, and just kind of miscellaneous stuff. Got some mason jars, bunch of books, and our preparedness plan binders right there. And then moving over to this wall is just where we have all of our food. So this is our food storage in those 5-gallon buckets. I just have the essential stuff like rice, beans, flour, sugar, that kind of thing. Up there, as you can see, it's just cases of canned food. And then behind all that canned food, I have cases of freeze-dried food. And then on this shelf here is just a bunch of canned food, and then kind of like overflow of dry food and some condiments in there and stuff like that. And then this here is a gun cabinet I built, and I did a video on this gun cabinet, but I know it's wood, but really it just serves the purpose of keeping the guns away from my kids. So that was kind of the purpose of this gun cabinet. Right there is my get home bag. So when I go to work, I just grab my bag, and then that's my EDC kit, and then I go out to my truck. So that is pretty much it for the food pantry. If you guys want to see a more extensive video on this pantry, I'll make sure to leave a link in the description. All right, let's head back to the back of the house. All right, so we're back up by my shop. We put this retaining wall in actually like 5 years ago. There was really not much there other than some old railroad ties or something that was kind of holding up all that dirt. And then we ended up paving the driveway. And we had to do that just because the ice here gets so bad, it just becomes impossible to properly plow the driveway. And so we were just slipping and sliding. So eventually we just bit the bullet and got the driveway paved. And so now we can plow it each year properly. And so yeah, putting in this retaining wall really helped out. And then we also created this little area for the trash cans and built this overhang so it's all covered with these steps which take us up to this portion of the property. And we have the fire pit here. The family gets around and has s'mores. And then this here is the kids' playground. And we built that about 5 years ago. And the kids just love it. They still use it all the time. But this was kind of something we did like during COVID when we were, basically sheltering in place, and we just had to kind of find ways of keeping the kids and everybody entertained. So put in this big monstrous playground, and it definitely helped out a lot. And I also put in that basketball hoop over there as well. So if you can see, that goes like a road that actually goes down, and then there's another road that goes up this hill, and then we have more property up on that hill. All right, so coming over here, here's just some of the firewood that we kind of keep next to the door for when we get the wood stove going. And then here we got another retaining wall, and that was a bearable wall to build. Built that just by hand. For those of you who know what it's like building these block walls, it's just, it definitely does a number on your back. But we were having a lot of drainage issues from being on this hill. So we put in this wall here, and there's a drain behind that wall, and then two French drains coming right through here, and then daylighting out there. So come down here and show you the chicken run. So this is the last project I just completed this month. So I just kind of expanded on our chicken run here. So this little chicken run I actually built, or chicken house I should say, I actually built for when we get new chicks and we're trying to introduce them to the old flock. And so, if you put new chickens in with old chickens, they'll fight a lot. So you usually want to separate them for a couple weeks and kind of acclimate them and get them used to each other, and then gradually, so they can get used and they're not fighting each other all the time. So when we get new chickens, that's where they go, and and then we integrate them into here. We usually put like a fence in between in this chicken run area right there. But we built this part about 5 years ago, and it's worked out good. This is where it's all covered, so when it snows or rains, they can stay dry. And then this is the part I just built 2 weeks ago, and just that way so they can kind of come out and get some sunlight. They have a little bit more room, and they're not just running around pooping everywhere, basically. So that was pretty much the whole reason why I built this portion of the chicken run. But they're definitely happy chickens. I guess I'll go ahead and show you the inside of their coop. Watch out, chickens. So, I always like to think chickens and a garden are kind of the first stages of sustainment. So for those of you who are thinking about getting chickens or going into your sustainment level of preparation, I'd say definitely start out with chickens. I'm not sure why this light isn't working. I got to plug it in. That'll help. All right. And so as you can see, this is where they nest. We got their nesting boxes. I just built those about 2 years ago because we started getting more chickens, so I had to expand their nesting boxes. So that is where they nest and lay their eggs. And I got a little shelf up there where I keep the pine chips and straw. And then over here is where I keep their feed. So you can see there's some insulation. I was insulating this chicken coop, but they just started pecking away at it, and it became more of a nuisance. So I was like, I guess you guys aren't going to have an insulated chicken coop. But anyways, that is the chicken coop there. Go ahead and actually got to unplug it because we are in the winter months and their waterers are starting to freeze. So as you can see, this waterer and that waterer are plugged in, so they're heated, keeps the water from freezing. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've added a few more security cameras on the property, so pretty much got cameras and lights on all corners of the property. We come down here, not really much down here. It's just more of the creek that continues on down there. So when we do free range the chickens from time to time, this is pretty much where they all go, is right under these trees here and in the creek area. So they really love it. But that is pretty much it. This little area is where my kids have been playing. My daughter's been digging a gigantic hole. I keep telling her I got to fill that in someday, hon. But I don't know. She thinks she's going to dig to China or something. Not sure what she's planning on doing there, but yep, that's pretty much it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry it wasn't, as like my regular videos, but I just realized it was something I really haven't done, is shown you guys the property, shown you guys all these projects that I've been doing. So just kind of want to let you in on what's been keeping me from making videos for so long. So that's pretty much it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. And if you're interested in anything that you saw today in the video, make sure to leave links in the description. So with that said, until the next time, stay prepared.